We're walking around holding hands, looking, in the grand scheme of things, quite homosexual. And we go past these windows, and there are these girls sort of, jiggling everything. What do you think about city breaks, where you go and sort of explore a city?
All up for that. I'd want a bit of planning and preparation. Be like, right, we'll do this. This is a good restaurant. Mm-hmm. City break, weekend away, you kind of got a plan. But if you're there for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, just go out. Go out and have a stroll.
Mm. Mike and I we're toying, hopefully, if all being well, we're going to go to Amsterdam for a couple of nights.
Oh, are you?
Later on in the year.
Oh.
Yes. We have been before. And we did do, I would always say there are two sides to Amsterdam. Obviously, we do the nice side.
There is two sides, you're right.
But we did take a bit of a wrong turning one evening and found ourselves in, the other side of Amsterdam.
And that's how William met Mikey. He was in a window.
We're walking round.
And William said, "How much for the man in the window?" £200. He was in a builder's costume in a window.
We're walking around holding hands, looking, in the grand scheme of things, quite homosexual. And we go past these windows, and there are these girls sort of, jiggling everything and sort of pointing.
Just for the reference.
And it's like, well, can you not look at us? We're probably not interested in you.
Sorry, go on.
Probably thinking you need to put a nice cardigan on. Look a bit cold.
There is a gay bit in Amsterdam.
Is there?
Yeah, I think... Is it called the Blue Light District? I've made that up, Ben. No, it is. So there's a blue light district. However, I've done Amsterdam. I've done it all.
Has Amsterdam done you?
I've done Amsterdam.
Yes.
But I also know, because basically I was best man on it. It was the day after. It was the weekend after we recorded the first series.
Oh yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep one morning. I was so stressed, and it's stressful being a best man on a stag do. And I was trying to make sure that everyone's having a good time. And I was up early one morning, and my best mate's boss was with us, and he and I ended up going for a stroll. We got a really nice coffee and went to the nicest cafe ever, and it was literally over the water. And he was like, "Oh yeah, this is like the beautiful part of Amsterdam." And I've always said I wanted to go back and see that side of it.
Yeah, it is nice. Mike and I once had a Airbnb on one of the canals, and we were going out for dinner, and we got into a taxi, and sadly, because it was a bit sort of windy, the door hit Mike. It was actually quite nasty, but it hit Mike's head as he was getting into the car. And, it's unfortunate, it's painful. But Mikey, for 2 days, was utterly convinced that his brain had rotated. And obviously when I laughed at that concept and said, "I don't really think your brain's rotated, darling," I got really told off.
Oh.
I was like, I just don't physically think it's possible for your brain to rotate. And he was absolutely adamant that his brain had rotated. And the more I laughed, the worse it got. I just have this vision of this brain in his head rotating. So I don't think your brain's that small.
He's a well-educated guy. Where's that come from?
Yes, but he can, from time to time...
be a tad dramatic.
Yes.
Sorry, don't want to put words in your mouth there.
Yeah.
I'm not dramatic! My bloody head were clamped in that taxi doer, Jordan, and you should have seen the state of it. It was like something from Drop Dead Fred. My eyes popped out of my bloody head, and I were in agony, and you had him bloody laughing at me all weekend, and I could feel my brain rotating. So don't take piss, because I'm telling you now we're in agony.
Anyway,